Hello, and welcome to this trauma-informed yoga practice to calm the nervous system. I am Adriana, trauma-informed yoga instructor and physiotherapist, and I will lead you through today's practice. Grab anything that you might need for some extra support today: blankets, pillows, blocks, bolsters, anything that comes to mind for you. We will move slowly through the practice so that we can stay in a resting state. Let's get started. I'll be starting today's practice with a breath practice called the physiological sigh. If breath practice isn't something that you enjoy doing or it doesn't feel good for you, then you can continue to just breathe in a way that feels good. The physiological sigh involves breathing by breathing in through your nose. And then once you reach the end of the breath, you breathe in a little bit more and then exhale through the mouth. So it sounds like this. And I'll go through that 3 times, and this is a breath that is meant to calm the body, calm the nervous system. So if you'd like to join me, you can do 3 of those with me right now. If your eyes are closed, you can open them and move into a child's form with me. If child's form is not in your practice, feel free to stay sitting just as you are. Everything in this practice is a choice, just like in all my other practices. So if you'd like to join me in child's form, you can make your way there now. Now there's many different child's forms that you could do. If you have a bolster or a blanket or a pillow, you could have that in front of you. You could have your legs together and lie your body on the bolster or blanket. You can have your knees reaching the edge of the mat and do the same thing. If you would prefer to lie directly on your mat, feel free to do that. So find the variation that feels good for you. We'll rest here for a few moments. With child's form, you can bring your body back towards your feet. And your upper body, once again, can be resting on a mat or resting on a blanket or pillow or bolster. And if you'd like to get a different sensation in this, more of a stretch, you can bring both your arms over to one side so that your arms are both over to the left, maybe feeling more of a sensation or more of a stretch over to the right side of your body. Taking a few breaths here, and you can always just stay in the other variation. And you can bring both your arms over to the right side of your mat, feeling a sensation through the left side of the body here. Finding whatever feels good for you today. In your own time, making your way back up onto all fours. Now I'll be moving up to standing, going through a squat. So if you do not want to be in a squat, then you can just make your way up to standing. If you would like to join me in a squat, you can walk your hands towards your feet and have your feet on the edges of your mat. And be in a nice low squat, maybe even pushing against your knees with your hands to get a little bit of a sensation through the hips here. And slowly making your way up to standing in whatever way works for you. Now, once you're standing, I invite you to come to the middle of your mat and bringing your legs into a straddle. We'll move into a wide-legged fold here. So bring your legs as wide as feels comfortable. Now, there's many different variations of this. You could just stand like this if you would like. Another variation would be to bring your body forward by bringing your hips backwards, keeping a slight bend in the knee, and you could keep your body up like this. If you have a block handy, you could grab a block and place your hands on the block with the block on the length portion, or you could place the block on the width portion, finding whatever variation feels best for your lower body and your upper body. Now, if you would like more of a stretch or more of a sensation throughout the body, you could take away the block and place your hands directly on the mat. So you get to decide whatever works best for your body today. We'll spend a couple breaths here, as I mentioned, going slowly through everything today so we can keep our body relaxed, keep our mind relaxed. And if none of these feel good, you can always choose something different. If you are in your straddle fold, I invite you to relax the neck. Spending 2 more breaths here. Moving into a pyramid wherever you are. So if you're in your straddle with me, I invite you to turn your back foot so it's facing the length of your mat, and same with the front foot. So you're now standing up, you're facing lengthwise. You can bring your legs a little bit closer together. From here, you can take your blocks or books, anything you have handy, place them on either side of your front foot, moving into a bit of a hamstring stretch here. So both your feet are facing forward. You can have the blocks there. If you would like more of a sensation or more of a stretch, you can place the blocks a little bit lower. Anything that works for your body, and you can decide what works best for your hips too. You can keep the feet forward and the hips forward. If you want something a little bit different, you could bring them a little bit wider. Bring the feet at a different angle. And once again, spending a couple breaths here. If you find your breath is getting fast or this doesn't feel comfortable, then you can choose something that feels a little bit safer, a little bit calmer for the body. Bringing that back foot to be against the front foot, switching sides. So now we'll bring the foot that was in front is going to go behind you. Once again, doing the same thing just with the other foot in front. You could keep the blocks the way they are. You could change them. Anything that works for you.
This might feel different on one side than the other. You may notice more tension. You may notice less. Our bodies are all different. If you're noticing some tension, maybe you can try and relax that area. If your body doesn't want to relax, that's okay too. Whenever you are ready, you can bring your back foot to reach the front foot. I'll be moving into Cobra on my stomach. So you could join me on your stomach, or you could flow down with me doing a forward fold first, reaching down towards the feet, and then bringing the legs out behind you, bringing the knees down, coming down onto your stomach whenever you're ready. From the stomach, placing the hands so they're up by the head, gently lifting the chest up so you're resting on the forearms. Hands are in front of you, neck nice and long. Gentle cobra here. You can go as high or as low as you would like. On your next exhale, bringing your upper body down and making your way onto your back. We'll end the practice with a few different shapes on our back. Once you make it to your back, you can bring both your knees up towards your chest, grabbing them with your hands on your shins. Perhaps you cross the feet, maybe you don't. Finding the movements that feel good here, perhaps rocking back and forth or bringing the knees as close to your chest as you can, maybe doing gentle circles. Whatever works for you today. I'm working through one more final shape before we rest here. Bringing the legs straight out. And I invite you to bring both your feet over to the left side of your mat. And then bring your arms over your head as well to the left side of your mat. So you're kind of like a banana. Getting a bit of a stretch through the other side of your body. Maybe relax the jaw and the face. Switching over to the other side in your own time, bringing both your feet over to the right side of your mat, both your arms over to the right side of your mat, shaped like a banana on the other side. You can bring the arms up, you can clasp the hands together. Anything that works for your shoulders and arms. Taking a nice deep breath in and out. Finding your final resting shape, whatever that looks like to you. If you have blankets or pillows, you can grab those. Once again, taking a nice deep breath in. letting it all go. Melting your body into the surface beneath you. Knowing that the mat, the surface that you're on, is supporting you. You can rest here. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.